Good morning. It's Monday, June 22nd, 2026, and we're here for our county administrator update.
Good.
Morning, Tom.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. Good morning, commissioners. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the clerk of the board. Do you have any updates to anything that you need to bring up?
Yes, received an email from Cindy on Friday about scheduling a special meeting Thursday at 9 a.m. to interview and appoint the auditor applicant. So I wanted to bring it up here, get confirmation from the rest of the board if that is what you guys would like to do. They're all available.
Yeah, I'm not available on Thursday morning. I could be in remote, but not in person.
Okay. They have a meeting Wednesday night. Is it the Republican meeting? And so Victor Lombardi, I don't know if he's talked to you, Kevin, said that he could either send it over with you or get it delivered Thursday morning. But that's their next meeting is Wednesday night. So, and there's only one applicant, but they will vet them to make sure that they are a Republican and get that one name over to us. And then we can appoint and then they can get sworn in.
Kevin, it looks like you have introduction to canvassing boards course at 10 a.m. It's online, but that is one that you are supposed to take.
Yeah.
There's Friday too, it looks like that's open for most of the day. If Thursday doesn't work for people for the forum.
What time are we thinking Thursday?
9 o'clock, because you have a 10 o'clock meeting. It shouldn't take long. I think it's just more of a,
We can do
you're the
9
applicant.
o'clock. I mean, we don't know who the applicant is.
Yeah, I just feel like, or we could wait till next week, but we've got to get signature. I mean, the auditor
We
is
can't push it off, I think.
the one that signs all the checks. They do the submittals for, there's gonna be a lot of work that needs to happen prior to, you know, they don't have two other commissioners or whatever filling in the void. So,
Right. Yeah, we need to do it. So Thursday morning. I'll be here, so Thursday morning's fine.
Robert, then you would be okay to call in, Robert.
I can call in Thursday. I could be in person Friday.
I think the
Thursday.
sooner the better, and they could get everything transitioned over. And then I don't know what her employment is looking like, but she may not even be able to.
Can we talk openly about this in a public meeting about this? I mean, everybody knows who it is, right? Can we not? Because I'm curious about that. If then that person has to turn around and immediately give notice and then wait.
Yeah, it might be 2 weeks, so I don't know what that looks like on her end.
Interesting.
I'm assuming that she's looked into that.
I'm assuming.
I mean, she put in her.
Well, as Kirk would say, why would you assume? Don't assume.
Yeah,
But maybe
I know.
on her breaks that she will run over her lunch break, her 15-minute breaks here and there, she'll run over. I don't know.
well, I think
Or she
HR and Kim should have something to say about that. Doesn't she work in Kim's office?
Yeah.
They've already got a plan, and I guess wouldn't matter.
Yeah, no idea.
I mean, I'm assuming that she's taken into consideration if she doesn't get elected, what will happen as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hard to say. Should be interesting.
The other thing I had for,
Okay, so we're gonna do 9 a.m. on Thursday.
yes, I'll get the special meeting notice
Thank
out
you.
today. The other thing I had was for the groundbreaking ceremony for the new jail, or nope, for the coroner's office. Sorry.
we don't need to build another new jail.
No.
We have it scheduled for July 8th at 3 p.m. So I'll send out a press release about that. Kevin has already sent calendar invites, but I believe the calendar invite in the body of it says June 25th, but it should actually be on your calendars as
Yep.
July 8th.
We're gonna my
Did they say 3 p.m.?
Yes.
I'm not sure why it's so late. They want us to bake out in the sun.
I know he was working with the coroner's schedule. That was the
Oh, okay.
biggest.
Yeah, that's probably the toughest part. And then are we inviting the city of Moses Lake to that as well?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and I've already sent communication to both Rob and to Dustin about that. So, but I'll send an invite. I'll get it to Vic as well, so I know it gets spread throughout the city. So,
Yeah, all the council members need to.
Well, and hopefully there's more than one person that does the ribbon cutting.
Kevin has asked me to forward the invite to all of the city clerks in Grant County. So that way they're all aware.
Yeah.
So the Moses Lake and the Ephrata city clerks will also get it.
Let their team know.
Yes.
Good idea.
So that will be going out today or tomorrow as well.
who was the guy that just walked up that fire escape? Is he an employee for district court? Because it's a fire escape, not an entrance. I'm gonna ask the court about that.
Well, go look at your cameras.
I
Do we have
will.
cameras out there? So you
I
probably
think
should answer. It's a
well, we have
security-
lights. I don't know if we have a camera right there or not, but
I think we do.
anything else from the clerk of the board?
Well, it must be an employee if they let him in.
Yeah, they should not be going in there.
Yeah, no.
That's it, Caitlin?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, all right. So I apologize for not getting the county leadership report out to you this last Thursday. I was off and I was planning on getting it out anyway, but one thing led to another at home and I failed to get it sent. So I'll
Okay.
combine last week's and this week's and
They're going crazy trying to find it, so.
sorry, that was my fault. Yeah, so I will get both of them. I'll get back on track next week. So I thought about it. Everybody got their reports to me and then I failed. So that's 100% on me. I did want to address the ribbon cutting that Cindy just brought up. So I apologize for any confusion on the ribbon cutting. You know, I sent out Joey's agenda to everybody. And you can see in his agenda, he was planning on calling all three of you up along with some others. I was surprised when he snipped it. I thought he was going to call some folks up. I don't think it was anything purposeful. I think he was just caught up in the moment and he cut the ribbon. So I apologize for that.
No, Tom, it was not you. I just think, yeah. It was probably one of the, because without the crowd, one of the most lackluster ribbon cutting. Usually you have,
Yeah.
you know, everybody on the team that's helped, your builders and.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, if I'm gonna do those things again, I want like a lapel mic.
You want a what?
A lapel mic, something that you don't have to worry about, because I don't think anybody could really hear my speech or, not
Well,
that it
yeah,
was
when you're
that.
moving around and the wind's blowing, it
Yeah.
just makes it even harder.
But Tom, I'm glad you were on there because I think, well, I know it would not have happened without you
No, I appreciate that.
doing that. So I'm glad you were in the ribbon cutting.
I appreciate it.
You definitely deserve a pat on the back for that one.
Well, thank you. The sheriff's office is performing both virtual tours on Facebook, which has been interesting and garnering quite a bit of action on Facebook. And also on Facebook was a post allowing people to sign up for guided tours. So I'm not sure how much interest that has gained. But hopefully they're getting some interest in that.
Phil said it was pretty good.
Yeah.
A lot of interest.
Well, that's good. And better that they do it. I did discover there's a lot of places where, as I was giving a tour and I was explaining spaces, it was a little bit different than how Phil was explaining the spaces. So the way I'm perceiving the way that jail operates, so I know I've told a couple of people, if you're going to ask for specific operational details, then get your tour with the sheriff. If you want to know about it getting built, then I'll give you a tour, so.
And then we got locked in the intake. We went.
That
to
was funny.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're like locked in here. Like, don't you have a key? You have a bunch of keys. I'm like, we may
I
have.
did, and I didn't have the one key.
No, it wasn't. We had, was it?
You were were you in the first appearance room with me? Yeah, with a whole bunch of us. The reporter walked in and just closed the door, and I heard it click, and I turned around and went, oh no.
Just anyway, it was the Sally Port. We were looking at the Sally Port and we got.
Yeah, and we were knocking on the door. Finally, somebody let us out. So. I am in contact with McKay Healthcare, sending them a list of the equipment that we have. and they're gonna see what they can and cannot use. And the architect is still looking for a way to repurpose that, or sell that, the latte deal. We did speak with a couple of prospective buyers. Those fell through, so he's working on some other ones. Hopefully, we'll get some movement on that this week. I should also be finalizing any contract issues with the DOT this week and getting reimbursements from the RAB, so that's gonna add another $400,000 to our budget that was, wasn't spent. So right now, when I know Daryl said that, we had 13 million still sitting in the bank, it's actually 13,400,000. We just haven't received those funds yet from the DOT. So that's still coming. So for me, the focus now moves to the sheriff getting in and operating the jail, coordinating with the courts. And unless I'm specifically asked to intervene, it's now between two independently elected offices to make their operations work. I tried early on to facilitate meetings and to get people communicating, and there just wasn't any of it. So we've done, as far as I'm concerned, for a direct report to the Board of County Commissioners, we have done a stellar job of doing everything we needed to do to get that facility built. Now it's on them. So I will continue to avail myself to any process they need. But at some point you stop smacking your head against a brick wall. So we have had a few minor issues with some equipment at the jail, and it's being addressed by contractors. Otherwise, everything seems to be working perfectly. We'll continue to figure out the distributed antenna system with Phil, and some technology needs that are needed for like interview rooms and EM, but it should be minor. And Gary Mansford is still working through whatever furniture issues he has left. And I know the furniture contractors were working through the weekend, this last weekend, to try and finish up so that they were done. That was a huge project by them. And then moving on, as Caitlin mentioned, July 8th for the coroner's office. I'm glad it's on your schedule. If you guys want me to look at trying to move it earlier than 3, I'm fine doing that. I didn't get the 3 p.m. part, so that surprises me, but
I mean, it's fine. We can move
Okay.
it because it's
All right.
already
Yeah.
out there.
that's good. So, and last week, it was an interesting week last week. So, I had a meeting. I had a meeting on the single point of entry, which I know is kind of a sticky point for some, but regardless, here we are. And the meeting was with myself, Lighted Construction, the architect, and Kevin. We were rudely, and I say that with emphasis, rudely interrupted by Mr. Robert Schiffner. And I'm not ready to let that go. So I have witness statements from people, and I'll be following up on that. And then after our meeting, I was contacted by Judge Gelati. It was reported that I was discussing the remodel of the Law and Justice Building, which was not the case. And I let her know we were discussing the single point of entry and how it would connect to the Law and Justice Building. And I think it's, the more we thought about it, the more we talked through it, I think it's critical that we do have the second floor, the secure hallway that goes, above the security vestibule. So you have the security where everybody walks in and then goes left or right. But up on the second floor, just past your guys' offices, we'll open up that wall and create a secure corridor between the Law and Justice and the annex, so that employees don't have to, every time you go back and forth, you'll have to go down and go through security again, or you can just pass right through. And it'll be card key controlled, so it'll be secure. But as we walked around the second floor of the Law and Justice Building, this is a great idea, but how does it connect? How does it, trying to come up with an idea. Somebody reported to Anna that we were there, Judge Gelati, that we were discussing that. Now, that's what we were discussing, just in case it comes up. Trying to figure out how that would tie in, what we could do, and things like that. As we get closer, as we get a first iteration of any kind of a drawing as to how that would look, I told Anna, which I intended to do in the first place, was to get all the stakeholders together from the Superior Court clerk's office and everybody. Yeah. So we could talk about what that would look like, what it would mean, what could we do to make that happen. And I think if everybody sees that plan, I think they would appreciate it. I would think they would recognize the importance of it and the convenience of it.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be a good idea.
You know, some people,
So
People have
currently
to be
when they
allowed-
land in a judge's chamber, is that where that walkway or?
well, no, it ends up being in, where Lynette sits right now, where, yeah, so it used to be, what was our former, before Crystal took over, who was,
Yep. The
now I
office
can't
that
think of her
is-
name.
No, I know.
Yeah, right next to the family court.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Where's Richard Stevens when we need him?
Yeah,
Mindy.
Mindy Finke, yeah, so it connects, that's where that would
Okay.
connect. But so we have to think about, gee, what would we do with that? You know, because that area would probably become kind of a foyer. And so we just kind of looked at
So
that as,
actually it would deposit over there in a decent area.
Right.
it would,
Close.
yeah, it
Okay.
would, but we do need to figure out, so the architect's
You know, we
got
do
that.
have some empty space over there.
Yeah. Well,
Is, I think somebody,
no, I think you're just echoing a little bit.
okay.
But we just, we have the floor plans, the architects got them. So it was relatively simple when we were figuring out just the bottom half, you're just going door to door. But by adding that secure hallway, then that definitely increases the complexity of it. So he's looking at that now. I am in a good place with the DOJ. I had another meeting with them. The big thing on the DOJ grant is, we have until 2027 to spend the funds, but we only have until August to get the National Environmental Protection Agency's buy-off on whatever we're doing for flood proofing and DAHP to ensure that that guy right there, he's going up the stairs again.
Is he a repairman?
No. The DAHP's okay that we're not doing anything to a historic building, which we're not. They want to know how we're connected. They want the very detailed plans on exactly how we're connecting to the annex. Even though the annex is not on a historical register, we have not asked to have it included. They have decided that they need to chime in on one of our buildings. So to me, it's, again, I've said this before, overreach by the state, but
What?
they're gonna do what they're gonna do, so.
As long as we don't have the sagebrush in here, we're one less thing to worry about.
Yeah. And, I'm gonna talk quite a bit about the timing, and I mean, everybody, and I know Rob in the past has voiced a little bit of frustration about how long it's taken to do single point of entry, and he's right, I don't disagree. It's, it has been frustrating from a number of points, obviously, not knowing what we're doing with the Law and Justice Building plays into it. From the point of view of trying to be a good steward, tearing into a building that I might just spend more money to redo again a year later or 2 years later was difficult to get my head wrapped around. I didn't want to just do that. I know everybody wants it, but the other thing, and I have brought this up multiple times and have not gotten engagement from anybody, is what are we going to do with the rest of the courthouse? We're gonna limit entrance to just that single point of entry. I don't think with the building code that we can remove exit doors from buildings. So anywhere you've got a crash bar, which is the front doors, the side doors, the back doors, we can't lock those down. The fire department will not allow you to do that.
You mean block it?
An exit door has to be an exit door.
Okay, but they can exit out, but hopefully not,
But how do
Allow
we not? Because
We
especially it's just
tried to do
members of the
that.
public.
How that works. We tried to do that and people would wedge the door open, which created a bigger opportunity for theft or, because after hours, the door was still locked open. They never-
Well, and I think it was last year,
So I don't know how you fix,
I know.
maybe alarm goes off, I don't know.
well, yeah, maybe it's as simple as that. Last year, Kim Allen brought up a really good point. She had gone to some class somewhere. And she brought up, I won't repeat it out loud, but she brought up a scenario on how easy it would be in the Law and Justice Building, even though we have security there, for somebody to thwart that security and get a weapon inside the building. It had never even occurred to me until she said it, and she was spot on, you know, so. So there are real concerns there about how you do that, and maybe a door alarm is the best way. It's just who monitors those doors, you know, and gets that alarm. If it's just an audible alarm, you know, if
Well,
a
I don't
tree
know,
falls
if
in
it-
a
if
forest
it
and nobody's there to
is
hear it, right? So,
loud enough that everybody can hear,
Yeah.
if it's just a little one that people are gonna get used to it, but if it's throughout the whole entire building, they're probably not gonna use that door. It'll
Yeah.
be much more convenient for them to walk out if they're setting off the alarm. I don't know. But I would work with Kim if she,
well, just on the Law and
Right,
Justice
yes,
Building, that's
okay.
one, you know, but the rest of the courthouse, so I'm not sure. You know, and I think Franklin County's fix for that was to just fence the whole place, right? So you have a fence around the entire perimeter, which they hate, by the way, but they have a fence around the entire perimeter. And then they've got a guard shack out in one of the old parking lots, you know, and that's how you enter and then once you're through that guard shack, you can go in and out any door you want, but we're a larger campus than Franklin, so that would be difficult to do. Unless it was, you know, operationally, you're spending a lot more money, even if you did that just around the courthouse, you'd still have a single point of entry there and here.
so I'm
Sure.
sure
I think we
there are-
still need to have more discussion. I mean, we're continuing with the design over here, but I think we have to have more discussion as to.
Could you do like I know there's security consultants that would come out and,
Tom, do you want to check and see why that person's going in and out of there? I mean,
you wanna borrow my taser?
While Tom is doing that, I have a question for the board. The last time we did an appointment interview, it was for the prosecuting attorney, and the board allowed for a section of time to be for public comments. It was limited to 1 minute per person, with a total time limit, I believe, of 30 minutes. That was all. Are you guys wanting to have a public comment
Give me
portion?
one moment.
Okay,
You wanting to have a public comment portion for this one also?
we could, it is a public official.
yeah, but you think it's necessary? They're gonna be here for what, 6 months, 5 months? If that's protocol, then yeah, I mean, if it's
Well,
not,
but sometimes when we haven't, the interview has to be open to the public.
Last time you guys had it split where
You know
you
what,
had,
let's wait till Rob has some input on it, and then let me think about it for a day. Or do we have to advertise it right away?
I just need 24 hours for a special meeting notice, so as long as I get it out by
I
Wednesday night, we're good.
don't think we're gonna have a huge group of individuals in here, but
probably not.
if we have a certain amount of time that they want to ask questions or
He was
comments.
trying to go through the district court. So he was just lost.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, so,
Misery solved.
yeah, and he didn't speak English either, so it's, yeah, it was, he had sticky notes and they were written in English and they were just, he was just kind of stuck, so. So I'm gonna ask Rob if you can hear me. I'll ask you, you know, you'd sent me a text over the weekend about a comparison of repurposing the jail for offices versus the tear down and rebuild. I would love, I mean, I could do a social media post about it if it's the public. If it's folks internally, and I'm not asking you who, but if it's people internally, I would hope that they would contact me about it and ask. I'm happy to do a comparison. I did speak with the architect about it again this morning. We had done it at one point. He's going to go back and dig that up, and then he's going to actually kind of update it with today's numbers as best he can. But we looked at that numerous times. And last year, we actually had a special meeting with the judges, and we had the district court and the superior court judges here. And we discussed what their future needs were, what they wanted for courtrooms, how that would look. And, you know, it kind of informed our decision on the direction we needed to go instead of us guessing. So after that meeting, it was like, okay, we have an idea. So now it's just kind of waiting. We have a direction we need to go. We have an idea of what that plan needs to look like. So we've just kind of waited until this point. And obviously it's going to take a lot of money, more than we have. So we don't even know if it's going to be possible, but we do need to start at least planning and thinking about it, even if it's a long range plan for the courts. At least we'll have a roadmap. So it's been looked at in depth by both the architect, myself, Kevin Schmidt's been involved a little bit in that too. The biggest issue is, it's a purpose-built facility is the best way to put it. All the electrical, all the HVAC, all of the plumbing, everything is set up for those cells, the cell blocks and those pathways. The mechanical systems are shared and they don't work that well. Their life expectancy is well past. And we've kind of put that stuff off. I mean, we've had some of the things that we needed in that mechanical systems on consent and then, or in capital forecasting plans, in the budget sessions, and then taking them off knowing that, eventually that thing was going to be empty. So,
Right.
it is not, the building as it sits is not conducive to offices, that side of it. It's just not. With the curvature of the building, and the way all of the systems work together, I know that if we tried to do a remodel, we'd get the other side of the spectrum. What the heck are you thinking? And why did you do this? Because there's a lot of wasted space and there's no way to do it without a ton of wasted space. And it would be good money after bad. So I think we have to continue with space planning for it.
I agree with you, Tom. I just have been asked by public and internal, and it's just, I thought maybe we had the comparison that we got a couple years ago.
Yeah, and I'll get that updated, and I'm going to try and get that to you in the next day or two. I spoke with the architect this morning about it, and I mean, I'll put it out to anybody. I would invite, comments on the best way to do that. I would, because it's not a difficult thing it's not an easy thing to repurpose, and there's a lot of thought.
But I think until it's empty, it's kind of hard to make that decision.
Well, and I think if we can we go into executive session for just 2 minutes to talk about real estate? A real estate transaction?
Okay, so we will go into executive session for 2 minutes, coming out at 9 a.m. for real estate acquisition, RCW 42.30.1101B.
We're back in the party.
And we're back.
Okay.
So, and to get back to the other half of comparisons, Rob, if we can also redo the comparison about building down here downtown, demoing half of that and going back, or building something at the jail site, building the new building somewhere else. We can do that comparison as well. It was cheaper to remodel down here and do this than it was to build something new up there. So but I can get that refreshed as well. And then we can kind of look at both. So,
But also the court rooms are going a lot more remote, where you used to have to appear in person. And I think that is going to be we're always going to have hearings that everybody's in person, but definitely the smaller things that they're trying to do remote, or write it down and send it to us and we'll just make a judgment so you don't have to. We're definitely simplifying the process. So
I was surprised. The first time when Tyson was still here, and I asked him, I said, these courtrooms are huge. And he just he looked at me like surprised. He's like, they're not big enough. I'm like, how are they not big enough? You've got like an acre for a courtroom. And he said, no, we need more room. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Do those rooms get filled up all the time? Or?
Not all the time, but I'm sure they do. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
There are some big cases that you have the press, you have all the family members on both sides.
Well, and that was my concern with the single point of entry with the secure hallway. That multi-purpose room, you know, if they do jury selection for 2 murder trials at once, that's 80 people that they bring in. And that's, you know, I can't really adjust the size of that room. So there's,
Well, they're pretty good, sorry, Tom. They're pretty good about not doing murders back to back. So they will, I mean, they look at their calendar and they know,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, we have 1 murder trial, we're gonna do this over here. So they're not gonna schedule 2 high-profile cases.
well, yeah, yeah. And I mean, it'll be interesting to see. It would be great to get the right kind of engagement if I had all the right people in the room, you know, like the sheriff and the judges to talk about what it looks like with, you know, incarcerating more people at once and having to have courtrooms to manage, you know, those caseloads.
Well,
And then also how that ties into the caseload limits
the other
for our
question
public
is,
defender.
how's that gonna work for if they house inmates from another county? You know, they're gonna have to do video from our county to their county.
Yeah.
So,
I do believe we have that option.
Yeah.
We've had that option for district court.
Yeah, district court has done a great job of video arraignment and using technology. I mean, they are light years ahead of the Superior Court, unfortunately, but
maybe they need to train each other. Work together, maybe.
that question may or may not have been asked in the past. I don't think that, you know, maybe, yeah, who knows? So I'll get that done for you though, Rob, and if there's anything else, please let me know, or if you want me to facilitate a meeting with folks, let me know. Or, you know, you can, you can do me a favor, and if you do talk to people internally, just tell them, you know, Tom is definitely open to this stuff. I'm pretty approachable. I am. Maybe people don't think I am, but just like the work release, I'm trying to figure it out. You know, they're not easy spaces to figure out. So it's not like just an office building that you're redoing. So otherwise, I don't have too much. So I don't have anything for you on consent. And I don't have anything else that I'm gonna discuss in any kind of an open session. So I don't know I saw the emails about Tyler. Don't really care. It'll go where it goes.
Well,
I'm
and
gonna
it's
keep
still
my comments to myself.
yeah, go to that direction. We'll see. Hopefully we can get somebody on board here this week.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think that'll all take care of itself over time.
I'm not, yeah, I'm gonna shut up. So I think that's best. Let's see. I did, sorry, somebody sent me an email. I did see the email from Carrie about the retirement of the STAR report. So I'm really hoping, I'm looking forward to the reports she's going to send out. I've been emailed the entire cab asking them to make sure that they support and give feedback on that stuff, because the STAR report was one of the few tools, one of the only tools in the last year and a half we've had to reconcile parts of our budgets. Otherwise, we haven't been able to, but you know, the STAR report has been helpful. So, but Carrie is rightly getting rid of that and giving them, it seems like a much more robust report. So looking forward to seeing what that is and how that's going to help all the department heads and elected officials. So it's kind of like, you know, one of the 3 legs of our financial stool is getting fixed. So, which is good to see. Can't wait. Anything for me?
Well, and I just, while we're here, we can ask, so we have advertised for the treasurer's vacancy. That went out last.
Should have been in the paper on
Okay.
Friday. The
Okay.
press release was sent to the other news outlets for their consideration.
end of the month is almost here. We've got a lot of change
Already?
coming up, yeah.
Yeah. Rob, you have anything for me?
I don't think Rob's feeling good.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
All right, I guess if we don't have anything else, we'll go into recess until 9:30. Good morning, it is 9:30 and we are for development services update.
Good morning, commissioners. Thank you. Happy Monday. So wanted to touch on something. I mean, obviously the department's working on a number of major initiatives. We've got our comprehensive plan periodic update that is the first half is coming to a close at the end of this week. We've got the bulk of our deliverables have been delivered to us by our consultant, and we'll be forwarding those off to the Department of Commerce by the end of this week and seeking our reimbursement. Great news is there was some concern. Obviously, funding everywhere is tight, and it's also tight at the state level. So funding for the county's periodic updates was reduced this year from $9 million to $6 million. Michelle and I put in a request early, like literally within minutes of them seeking confirmation that we were going to be seeking the additional. We were eligible for $350,000 this year in grant funding, which we received. We had an expectation that we were going to receive an additional $350,000 for 26-27. There was concern again with state funding being trimmed from $9 million to $6 million that those monies were going to be cut, I thought, significantly. But when we were asked by Commerce a month and a half ago to confirm that we were going to still seek those monies, we responded right away within moments. We got confirmation on Thursday that we are going to receive almost all of that $350,000 for 2027. I think they cut us short about $6,000. So that's very, very good news. So again, we'll be turning in those deliverables by the end of this week, and then seeking reimbursement for the efforts that we've made this year, and then updating our contract to reflect the amended balance of $350 or $344 for the 26-27 year. So great news there. We have, as you know, we stood up an ordinance to allow for the applications for shrub step mitigation bank. And we did receive our first application for our pilot bank, which requires the establishment of our intra-agency review team. We have stood up that team and have hosted our second meeting. We've agreed to meet every other week. We met again, our second meeting last week. It was very productive. The IRT consists of Fish and Wildlife, a team from Fish and Wildlife, 9 folks from Fish and Wildlife, and then our local conservation district, and then our consultant, Ardura. We had a pretty robust conversation in this last week's IRT, in which they gave us some feedback and are looking for some additional studies and information to help better guide their recommendation to us, reminding the board that the county ultimately has the authority to make the final decision. So I think so far so good there. Michelle and I had the opportunity to go out and do a initial kickoff site visit with Quincy Solar, so not to be mistaken with QV Solar, the one that is out near Winchester that's almost nearing 70% completion. We visited that site 2 weeks ago. They're laying down an incredible amount of panels per day at 3,000 panels a day, so they should be nearing completion. They're targeted to be done in October. We were surprised to learn that their substation, their switch yard, is on track to be completed at that time, but the PUD switch yard or substation hasn't even begun construction yet. So PUD is out for bid to find a contractor to begin the construction of that yard. So it might delay actually the connection to the grid
a little bit of time. So that being said, they're going to be ready to produce power, but probably not going to be ready to actually put it to the grid until PUD is done. However, so we were able to go visit the Quincy Solar, which is out off of Road 10. That's the oldest application that we've had. We received that one in 2017. Great visit. So Cupertino Electric is the contractor there. Invenergy is the developer. It's a very well organized site. It's almost a full section of land, so it's a complete square. Roads are in, been graded, it's been planted. They are installing a different type of support system. They're using ground screws that, in my opinion, would be easier to remove than a pile-driven I-beam. Michelle and I were able to, in our visit, thank you, board, for allowing us to go out to Morrow County a couple weeks ago, but we were able to go out to Morrow County, visit with their leadership team, and then do some brief visits of some data center facilities there, but also a solar facility that they had out in Boardman that was using the same technology, this ground screw technology. So it's pretty exciting. Invenergy is pretty excited about it. It's the very first time that they'll be using, I forget what they call it, but anyway, got to meet with their staff and so it was good. That being said, the next one up for us is Royal Slope Solar, and that one's been on the books we've been working on this one for 4 years. It started back with a significant area of land that was redesignated from ag to rural resource. Last year before last, they had one remaining parcel that wasn't under site control when they originally did the redesignation that we redesignated, again, from ag irrigated to rural resource. They've made a conditional use permit application. They've amended that application now twice. They have met all of the conditions that has been required of them based off of comments that have been received. And we are now at a point where we need to make a SEPA determination. Now, this what I like to call, thanks to my father-in-law, a sticky wicket in this particular project is the transmission lines that need to be constructed to connect this project that is mostly being constructed on privately held lands to the substation, to the BPA substation, has to go through Bureau of Reclamation lands. There is a portion of the transmission line that is going through privately held lands, but the bulk of the transmission line, and it's 5.1 miles, is going through Bureau of Reclamation lands. And it was previously studied as alternate 1, which you'll see on the site plan. That transmission line was ultimately the application for not site certification, but the application made to the Bureau by the applicant was ultimately rejected because of their inability to avoid significant amounts of cultural resources that were identified during the studies. So they proposed an alternate 2, which you can see on the site plan, which effectively travels directly south out of the project area and then west down Beverly Burke, and then goes in a northwest direction, ultimately connecting to the Vantage substation. So because that is a federal project, it is going through the NEPA process and has been a significant undertaking. It too has been several years in the making, but it's really caused a lot of, I don't want to say issues, but we have two competing processes. We have the CUP process for the solar facility that's on the privately held lands, and then we have the federal process for the transmission lines that is on publicly held lands. And so the timing by which those decisions and the way those decisions are made are completely two separate routes. We, by statute, and I've outlined it in an executive briefing that I've presented to you and also presented to DAP, the Department of Archaeology and Historic Preservation, to the Yakima Nation, and to the Bureau of Reclamation last week, and have amended it based off of comments that I received on Thursday this morning. We are at a point now where we need to make a SEPA determination because, again, as outlined in this briefing, the applicant has met all of the requirements made by the county to amend their application to meet the conditions of comments that have been provided by the agencies, with the exception of one. The Yakima Nation has identified several areas of concern, one of them being a view shed concern from the top of Sentinel Mountain. So attached on the second page is a rendering that the applicant has performed, illustrating an existing and a simulated view of what the facility would look like from the cell phone towers that you noted to exist at the top of Sentinel Mountain. So, long story short, they need to enter into, using section CR 800.6, they need to enter into either a programmatic agreement or an MOA to help mitigate for this impact to the view shed. I don't know how long that's going to take. That could take months. In speaking with the Bureau, and we're on a call with the Bureau every single week, best case scenario, it could, and they've begun the consultation process under 106 right now. It could be 3 months, it could be 6 months, it could be 9 months. But again, I need to make a SEPA determination because they have provided this information and we have placed this information forward for the tribal review. So effectively, we are at a point right now where we need to make a determination, mitigated and conditioned on the outcome of this 106 process. So,
And the mitigation is called the 106 process.
well, the mitigation, so section 106 is the process by which the federal agency and the tribes consult on the mitigations that's necessary for the disturbance of or the avoidance of cultural resources under the Federal Historic Preservation Act. So I am, and in consultation with our attorney, we are proposing to and have drafted a MDNS conditioned on the outcome of 106 that effectively says that no site disturbances will occur until you have reached an agreement. And I wanted this board to be aware of that because, of course, SEPA can be appealed and could likely be appealed. So there would be obviously, legal costs to an appeal. But nonetheless, we are, and that's again why I have prepared this executive briefing and have presented it to DAP, to the tribes, to the Bureau of Reclamation, so that nobody is surprised, so they understand our requirement by Washington state law to process these applications within that 170 days, and also make a SEPA determination within those 170 days, and put it in front of a hearings examiner. But it's going to be heavily conditioned, based upon the successful outcome of their 106 process and mitigations, however that looks, coming out of that. So whether it be the applicant acquires a piece of land in compensation for the view shed that's being impacted, or if there's financial mitigation, whatever that looks like, the conditional use permit and the SEPA will be conditioned on the outcome of that, and no groundwork will take place until what time?
So we can get our 170 day calendar.
Yeah.
But it just sounds like for the federal agencies and the tribes, they don't have a timeline, so it could stretch out for 10 years if they wanted. This could
Exactly.
be a component that they use to never approve it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing,
Yeah, and it's received, this project specifically has received a significant amount of national attention, specifically from Senator Lee out of Utah. And so there's all sorts of discussions in and around all varying types of permit reform. And this one in particular, Senator Lee is using to spark discussions around reform over the National Historic Preservation Act. We continue to believe that and are very proud of the work that we've done in consulting with the tribes, but unfortunately, we can't predict the outcome of mitigation for things that you can see are nearly impossible to be mitigated for. Looking at the visual simulation, it's pretty difficult to see.
yeah,
So, just so I'm clear, this is what I'm looking at, but
That's correct.
they don't like that.
Yeah, that's correct.
And how does that affect anything else?
Yeah, I mean, that's the question. Yeah, that's the question that needs to be worked through with their tribal councils. Yeah.
We could come up with camouflage solar panels.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is going to continue to be, we believe, to be an issue, moving forward, that we're going to have to be very, very careful in navigating through. Because again, I mean, the SEPA determination can be appealed, and obviously, we're not going to take action on it until we've made it through the appeal period. But they're also not going to be, in my opinion, not going to be complete with 106 by the time the appeal period is over with. So we're going to have effectively gone to hearing, received probably approval through the hearings examiner on a heavily conditional use permit. But we have other projects that, and then, of course, have to then hold another hearing, public hearing with the board for a development agreement, which is also subject to appeal, and which would be another opportunity for there to be a LUPA appeal. And that's the case with every single one of these projects. So, so we have another project that is, the review is complete. We've done tribal consultation. We have sought additional information. The applicant has modified the application, performed avoidance. At the same time, there was fish and wildlife concerns. They have modified the application to address fish and wildlife concerns. And so now we're at a point, again, where we need to make a SEPA determination. And we'll, do what we always do and make everybody aware of what the conditions of that determination will be. But it very likely could be appealed, and those are costly. And so we're working with our council to understand what remedies we have, if any, to be able to, recoup those costs. Because I feel like this is going to be an ongoing thing.
well, it's really frustrating because we have industry that wants to come in because, we have a lack of power.
Yeah.
So here we have an opportunity for power, and then somebody from Utah, St. George area,
Yeah.
looks like, is opposing.
Not necessarily opposing as much as no, not at all opposing.
Okay.
As I think the senator's position is that the Historic Preservation Act is getting in the way of these projects and is
Okay,
causing
that's
delays.
He wants to fast track it.
He wants to fast
right.
track.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I was thinking he was in opposition. Okay, he's
No.
trying to help. Okay.
No, I mean, I think that this is my personal opinion, and it's on record, I understand, but I think the real solution for us is to really spend our effort and energy on transmission. I truly believe that, and again, it's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Is that if we're going to fast track anything, we need to fast track transmission, because that would tap into existing markets that already have excess generation to the east of us. Because what's happening here locally is we have pressures to site facilities here to connect to the local grid to take care of local demand, when there's opportunity to, again, there's excess generation that's happening to the east of us, that if we could just get it here, then we wouldn't have these kind of pressures that we have.
In my understanding, there's several tribes that transmission line has to go through between Montana and Washington.
Yeah.
That's become an issue,
Yeah,
making it more difficult.
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely tough. And I just want the board to understand also, not that you don't, but it consumes a significant amount of my time. I mean, this has been the bulk of my week last week. So thank God I have Michelle and my other leaders, because I'd be drowning. It just takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to tiptoe through this one. So
I can imagine.
So anyway, I take in the briefing. I don't want to read it to you line for line, but that really kind of summarizes the position the county's in and the requirements that we're under to make this determination. And then I just wanted everybody to be aware that it very likely could result in an appeal, and understandably so. And Commissioner Jones, sorry, I can bring you up to speed.
I was listening.
Oh, okay.
You have pictures now? Do you have pictures?
I know that was a lot. Any questions?
No, it's just frustrating because, as we're trying to help growth happen in this area,
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of get halted.
Easy. Yeah.
More regulations thrown down to us that we've got to mitigate. They're not
Screen print
really
outs
our,
with shrubs.
it's our problem, but it's not created by us.
Right.
Like I said, I've always been thrilled when Sagebrush came out and they did something with the scout ground.
Yeah, and, I mean,
Harder and harder.
it's a real interesting, I mean, it's a kind of a fascinating debate. There was Conservation Northwest put on a tour last Friday that I participated in, and it was a wide-ranging tour. It started in East Wenatchee, went up to Badger Mountain. There was an FSEC project that was highly controversial that's been put on hold, and then transitioned down into the backside of Waterville, where and Conservation Northwest is a proponent of, a heavy supporter of the least conflict solar siting tool that was prepared by Washington State University. And that tool did not take into consideration any zoning designations, and it didn't take into consideration cultural resources. So anything that shows up in green on their map as the least conflict area to go ahead and site solar generally is in agricultural lands. And their position is that they are in favor of the conversion of agricultural lands that are not as productive as others. So dryland wheat that's got a low bushel count. So we showed up at a Waterville farmer's dry wheat operation. He's got 8,000 acres, and the neighbor to the west of him has entered into an agreement with a solar developer to take out his entire place. And they just needed an extra 500 acres from this gentleman, transmission line running right through the middle of his place, and he signed up. He signed up because and it's the very first time I've ever heard a number come from anybody, a farmer, and they signed him up for $1,000 an acre, and he's like, that goes straight to my bottom line. That's $500,000 a year that he doesn't have to do anything except for go to the mailbox for. And that helps offset, a significant amount of his costs. He had let us know that it's, $300 an acre just to put diesel on the combines just to begin his day.
And that's a recurring payment every year?
Every year.
Why wouldn't you do it?
Right. I mean, and like I told him, his name was Greg, nice guy, I said, we hear that story all the time. But he's in Douglas County, in a county that's under moratorium, doesn't have an ordinance to allow for the siting of renewable development, just left a project that was proposed to be sited by FSEC. So, all the things that we're trying to avoid, but reminded him that, technically that's a violation of the Growth Management Act. Under the current Growth Management Act, and with the guidance that we have from the state, we are required to protect that land, as much sense as it might possibly make, you know, it's a contradiction, which is a tough spot to be. It's a tough spot to be in, you know. Like I told them, which is why it would appear that, you know, these projects get pointed towards areas that then are covered in shrub step. Okay, so I told one of them that was riding with me, I'm like, there appears to be a loser in every one of these situations, either the conversion of agricultural lands, the conversion of shrub step, or we have cultural resource issues. There's never a winner. But
Have any of those guys from Olympia come over here and seen the landscape so that they have an understanding of what we're doing over here? Or are they just still sitting over in their desk in Olympia saying, you can't do that?
I don't know. I mean, I think they're aware. I mean, Michelle and I there's a watchdog group that we have raised the issue to, that, you know, they very closely monitor the conversion of agricultural lands in other scenarios, specifically in agritourism. And, you know, I've challenged them on, you know, how's this different? You know, we're allowing for FSEC's allowing for the conversion of agricultural lands in her old county, 8,000 acres at a time. How's that different? And they likened it to the requirement for major infrastructure. You know, when a highway's got to go in, you just kind of do what you have to do. You know, because of our clean energy goals and need for power, you just kind of do what you have to do. Has been their stance.
And something really interesting Jim and I learned last week from Morrow County in Oregon is that Oregon state law has an exemption for ag to allow renewable siting. So there's an exemption in state law that says you can convert ag land to power generation. So that's how they're able to do it on ag lands. And so I haven't had time, but that's one of the things I'm going to take to WASAC and try to see if we can't push for Washington State, because if Washington State wants us to have power generation, then we need to have an avenue to permit them locally.
It would just be easier if
Yeah.
since we have quite a bit of scab ground, if we could utilize the scab ground. But unfortunately, it's easier to use the ag, you know, kind of a low producing ag property.
Yeah, I mean, that's not.
The state is not helping us.
Yeah, right. And that's not what we've seen. We haven't seen, well, I mean, with the exception of, we went up to Dry Falls. So we went up to Cooley City during this tour on one of the stops, and that's technically a conversion. I mean, it's very, very low value. I don't even know if they graze it, to be honest. But that's under our comprehensive plan designation would be a conversion of agricultural lands, and that's
ag, like
yeah.
All of Benton's 4 sites have been ag land that's been converted. And I think the 2 major ones that have been built out in Yakima County are both former CRP ground. So
I can assure you that farmers make a lot more money from the solar than he would be a dry land wheat farmer.
Right, and that's what I was thinking. That's funny.
You know, there's no irrigation.
Right, that's funny, Commissioner Carter, because that's exactly what I was thinking. We drove down from Waterville and backside through Banks and up to that project, and I'm thinking, this guy in Waterville at $1,000 an acre times 500, going to this project at 2,500 acres, and if the numbers are the same, you know, and I know he's not grazing it, so why in the world not? You know.
Yeah, typically you can only do a wheat crop every other year.
Right.
It's fallow for 1 year.
Right.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
and it's a low wheat yield. I don't think the wheat prices are great right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Greg in Waterville, that's what he was saying is, you know, he and his brother, they rotate obviously, so they've got 4,000 acres in. And so this 500 acres wasn't going to make a dent in, you know, in what they
But
were
it would
doing.
financially help them.
Significant, yeah, but significant dent. And, and they had been receiving payments for 3 years. They're going to have their land paid off, and they don't have any applications made yet, and they're going to be, you know, they're under option. So it's
Good for them, yeah.
so
Oh, we just got to figure out how to make this work with the state a little bit easier.
yeah.
I'm working on it.
No,
Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate all the work that you've put into this, and it can get a little frustrating.
Yeah, so. Okay, well, thanks for your time. And if you, of course, have any questions that you think of, you know where to find us.
Okay, and then I think our office will be emailing you once it's clear Madawaffle Market.
Madawaffle Market.
Yeah, we'll
information,
keep
we can
looking into it.
assess.
Thanks, Caitlin.
I wish I could tell you exactly what happened, but
Yeah, no,
I really
I'll look
don't
into
recall.
it
It's
and we
been a few
can try to
years.
maybe come up with some options. Like I said, I don't think there's
14 years.
I don't think there's a land use option anymore since it was overruled, but we can try to,
Okay.
and I think the
something.
property's changed hands, so maybe the new owners might be.
Yeah, we couldn't figure that out, but we'll have to, well, yeah, it looked like it did, but we need to work with the assessor, I think, and see what we can find there. It'd be great if it had.
So yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we can use code enforcement against it at this point, but we'll keep looking.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for all the information.
Yeah, you bet.
The recess until the judge law comes in. 10 o'clock.
Oh,
Good
we're
morning, it's Channel
recording.
5, and we're here
Even
for
better.
the assessor's office update. How are you?
Good morning.
Good, I'm
Shake your hands.
I'm Rob.
Bryce.
Mark Rice?
Bryce.
Fries,
See you again.
good to see you.
Oh.
Well, how goes the battle?
Well, we've been gone all week for the assessors conference.
Where was that at?
Skamania County,
Oh, okay.
down by Hood River.
What do you got for us today?
Sorry, I've never done this before. I don't even know exactly what I'm stepping into right now. Something about BOEs. Like I said, we just got back. I just been going through emails all morning trying
What'd
to
you
get.
learn while you were at the conference?
Well, met a lot of good assessors, made some great connections. The other counties willing to help out, and especially me being new in this position, willing to, guide me in the right direction as well. Lots of good programs being brought to light, especially aerial programs, such as like Eagle View, getting 360-degree views of houses and stuff. Make our job a lot easier. I don't know when and if we can implement that. Something to definitely discuss with.
So is that something like when you assess the pictures go on?
So it's kind of like Google Earth,
Uh-huh.
but instead of a grainy, outdated picture, they fly over and get you a 360-degree of the house, as well as forgetting the word now, but basically like a diagonal view of the house, so it's not just, on top and
Just
to
not
the side.
overhead.
Yeah, kind of like that, but
3D type thing?
yeah, anyways, really cool. A lot of other good stuff people came out with that we need to look into that might very well help us as well.
That's something they might make so that it's public.
The
So the photos are public, so you can see a photo of your house if you go to the county website.
it's definitely possible. Again, I think it's pretty expensive. Didn't get a chance to talk to them about numbers or anything like that. I know a lot of counties are moving to that sort of assessment though. Instead of even knocking on doors, a lot of counties are just going from aerials pretty much.
Well, it saves a lot of time.
Oh, yeah.
And the safety of the assessor.
No,
is
that
going
was
on.
definitely something brought up as well. Who was it? Okanagan?
Okanagan.
No, Walla County. They had two appraisers up and quit because, part of our job is to go into people's backyards, and they got guns pulled on them, and we're like, nope, we're done.
Nothing like an assessor coming in the backyard when you're skinny dipping.
Yeah,
They usually don't walk into, are you gated?
Not supposed to.
My gate was open.
Yeah, they're not.
yeah. If the gate's open, we will go back there. I mean, there's an RCW that says that we can.
But you guys just need like a different uniform though, you know what I mean? When you walk in my backyard dressed like that.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
No, absolutely, and I think we could be.
I agree, that's something that
They
should.
need a county
You
uniform
should
when
be
they're
wearing
doing
a county
assessment.
shirt or something.
Sure. No, I don't disagree with you.
I mean, just for your own safety, in my opinion, the way things are going nowadays.
No, absolutely,
It's
but
no
I
better
mean,
when he says, I'm with the assessor's office.
yeah, no.
It's not any better than.
No, and probably, we probably should look at that,
Let the dog
putting
out.
that into the budget, so.
No, absolutely.
Your marks, your employees, your staff.
But I don't know even that a shirt's gonna help when you see some strange, 6'3" looking feller walking through your backyard. I mean, especially going back into some of the, like this year being in Royal City, some of the orchards and stuff, you're walking back in there and you're like, I might die.
Yeah, there have been
pretty,
shootings in the orchards.
yeah, there's some pretty
You can see it out
sketchy,
there.
sketchy places back there.
Yeah, I live in the hood, we protect our own.
Yeah.
No,
I
I was joking, yeah.
I live out
He
in
looks
the,
like he understands.
yeah, I mean, I live out in the county. I've had people come and steal stuff, and I've confronted my fair share of people trying to steal stuff, and generally it's in the dead of night, not in the afternoon on a Tuesday,
Well, I
but
think you can, like Rob and Kevin have shirts that have the emblem on
Sure.
it, whether it's a t-shirt or a button down or something. I really think you should bring that back to your office. And,
oh, absolutely,
see kind of what works for them, if they want a button down or if a t-shirt works better.
sure.
I think we will work with you to,
No,
Get
I
it
think
in
that'd be
budget.
very, very helpful.
Well,
What do you
at
think
least
happened?
help mitigate issues.
No, for sure. And
look, I got a shirt.
you trust me, I have a shirt. Not just a badge in a car that says assessor, but it's a lack of
Well,
public.
sometimes they don't see the car when they're looking at their camera and they're like, why is somebody in my backyard?
Oh, exactly. And like I said, everybody's got cameras now, and half of them can talk, and people are screaming and shouting on the video camera, "Get out!" Like, oh, sorry, just doing my job, show them the badge, and leave my card usually.
No, we need to protect the safety. Well, and look into that Eagle View. Is that what it's called, Eagle View?
Yeah, there's a few different platforms, but Eagle View was one of the.
I think
one
it
of the
would
bigger
be
ones.
a more affordable option than somebody getting harmed. And we've had dog bites,
That was one of the things that the committee had brought up, was trying to put into some sort of legislative thing about, hey, let's not go into backyards. Let's just do this all from aerials. And like I said, I talked to quite a few counties over there.
Are any of the counties using drones?
I don't
I don't know if
think
you can-
so.
some people get nervous with drones flying over.
100%, I know it says it in our, one of the tests we have to take to become accredited is we can use drones,
You
but
can or cannot.
but I
Okay.
think that's more aimed towards fee appraisers than say mass appraisers like us. And especially if you get into the drone thing, you're most of the time required to have a
Yeah,
license to
license.
fly them, correct?
Yeah.
Depending on, I have a drone that I've used on the farm, just to crop scout and stuff, and
Sure.
don't necessarily need a license for that, but they are pretty handy when it comes down to it. As for BOEs, I'm sorry, I just haven't had a chance to even look at them this week. I know Clayton's working on most of them, and he's pretty up to snuff on
Are you guys
all
pretty
that.
close to finishing them up?
You're down here in a couple weeks, aren't you?
Yes.
Think so, yeah.
You have one day scheduled.
Listen to Caitlin, she probably knows. Yes, you're almost done.
Yeah, I think I have a couple on
But I
July
think
9th.
really, look into the Google Earth type thing, because I think it would be,
Yeah, I think.
I really think it would pay for itself, and I mean, the safety.
Well, the cool thing too with it is they were explaining, other benefits, like other counties have purchased it and they're splitting the cost with like Public Works because they're getting real-time updates on, hey, this road's blown out, hey, this guardrail's damaged, there's a, bunch of ways.
Partner with other departments, definitely.
Exactly.
Development services could even use it.
Oh, 100%, yep.
I mean, see a building going up and it's right there.
Exactly.
Somebody calls in and complains and you can just go on there and see, yeah.
Okay, so you can, just Googling this, you can, to streamline property valuation, conduct remote desktop reviews and ensure accurate tax rolls. Provides local government assessors with high-resolution aerial imagery and software tools designated to evaluate properties remotely.
Definitely something worth looking into.
Yeah, well,
100%.
definitely, it was price of fuel too. I'm sure it would pay for itself.
I think so too. I just know it's a little more difficult, especially us being a pretty rural county.
Mhm.
You know, it's not cost effective. You know, once you get to the outskirts, you know, maybe say up towards Electric City or even down towards, you know, the south end of the county, Royal City area, but especially, you know, afraid of Moses Lake area, it could be very beneficial
Well,
there.
it's all done by satellite, isn't it?
I some of it might be done by satellite, but they were explaining that it was also by plane as well. I could be wrong there, but and then you got, you know, again, getting into some of the orchards where there's, you know, a bunch of trees and stuff. It's hard to get good images if the houses are covered. But
Right. That'd be nice if you could do it by satellite and not have to drive up to.
oh,
Well, some of you probably
100,
have to go.
yeah, 100%. You know,
Hardline, all those places.
exactly.
Be good.
You know, waste half a day driving.
Well, it sounds like it works with all of our stuff
Sure.
that we have. It would work. It would integrate with our systems. Seamlessly integrates with more than 150 government GIS and is it CAMA platforms. So
Yeah, be worth looking into.
100%.
All right, well, it's 10:15. We'll move into our clerk's office update.
Yep.
you did great.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you for joining us.
Good to meet you guys.
Yeah, you do.
You be safe out there.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Y'all have a good one.
You do. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. Kim is off on her summer conference. She's down in Asodan County
Oh, yeah.
for the week, so she doesn't have anything for you. Everything's running pretty good up there, so. Yeah, I was kind of really glad to see that time and attendance was pushed off a little bit. It's gonna take a while for practice usage of that system, but yeah, but we're doing good. Do you have any questions for Kim or?
How's everything else going up there?
It's doing good. Everyone, we have a new hire. She seems to be working out pretty good.
Good.
She came from the school district.
Okay.
So, yeah, she's used to dealing with kids, so people coming across the front counter. She gets along well with, so, yeah.
Good.
So we're doing good. Everyone seems to be operating. We haven't had any complaints and no gripes. So, you know. How are you guys doing?
Good as can be.
Great.
Good.
I'm sure Kim is aware, but there's probably going to be a departure of one of the employees in
Yeah.
your office, and
Yeah.
We will be interviewing that individual, I think 9 o'clock on Thursday. The Republican Party will send that down, so hopefully the transition, you know, I don't know what the exit looks like in your office, but
Yeah, well, when she filed, we started thinking about the future, you know, what ifs. And so we kind of put things in place
okay.
ahead of time, just in case, especially for that position. I cover part of it when she's gone, but not all the details. So we got somebody else that will cover the whole job description and all of her duties, and started her early because
Okay.
we like to cross train. We do a lot of cross training up there
That's good.
because we have to have bodies in court. Not everybody can do every courtroom, so about every 6 months we move people around. Just about the time when they get comfortable, and we tell them that, you know, when we hire them, that especially for the movable positions, just about the time you get comfortable, we're going to move you. So, you know, it takes about 3 years to do the whole gamut of positions, and so it's a constant learning process up there, and it has come in handy quite a bit.
for instance, like when we're gonna lose one, it's like we usually have one person that's fairly trained in that position, so we thought about the what ifs, so we tried to put some things in place.
Okay, well, thank you for being so proactive because this month is coming to a close and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of been with everybody else's timeline, but we're supposed to they're supposed to make a decision there's only one applicant on Wednesday, and then we'll do an interview at 9:00, kind of an interview appointment. And
Okay.
go from there.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I hear change. I had no idea the
And-
change was gonna happen so fast.
I got the notice that Daryl's finally retiring,
This month too.
Yeah.
End of the month.
41 years.
Is it 41? Because it's 39 and a half in that office, so.
Yeah, well, it said on the announcement it was
Oh,
41 years.
Probably had that
Wow.
deputy, yeah. Daryl's been here forever.
I know. I remember
But I know
back in,
he'll always answer his phone if we call him.
Yes,
If
yes.
it's on, he'll answer to help
yeah,
us, so.
I've been talking to Daryl since 1986.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
so
He's
yeah,
been threatening, and he keeps saying, oh, I'm done this year. No, I'm gonna do another term, so.
yeah. He's got, 30's a lot, 40's really out there. You don't see many 40's. So,
I'm happy for him.
yeah, he has so many things on the burner. He's just constantly busy. I don't know where he gets the energy to do maskers and everything else that he does. But my granddaughter did one of the maskers shows, and Daryl is so good with kids. There's a whole nother side of Daryl I saw that I haven't
Well,
seen in a long time.
he was a proponent of a daycare here. He kept saying, we need a daycare here, we need a daycare. And we're like, we're just gonna call it Daryl's Little Daycare or something. I'm like, Daryl, we don't need to get in the daycare business. We don't even have a spot for daycare.
He's perfect. I was really
Maybe he'll run his own
surprised.
little daycare now,
Uh-huh.
Daryl's Little Daycare.
I mean, he was great with those kids, and my granddaughter's not an easy sell. I mean, she's hard. She's not really out there or too social, so she's kind of an introvert. And boy, he was immediate. I mean, it was great. It was wonderful. So I saw a whole different side.
That's good.
And it takes a lot of work to do one of those. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to help her with that again. Just the taxi service. It was intense, but yeah. So I'm glad he's able to go do things that he wants to do.
It's time.
Mhm.
Time for him to enjoy life.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out when I want to do that. So Kim keeps asking me. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
One day I'll know.
That's right. I don't know.
You'll
But-
know when the time comes.
Yep. I told her, I said, I'll try to give you notice.
Well, and hopefully it's a good turning event in your life and not something that triggers
Right.
a change, so.
Right, no, it's, my granddaughter's with me 5 days out of 7.
Okay.
So that keeps me going, and she's into horses. So we're doing the fair this year that I've never done before.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
So I've already asked for that time off. I know I'm gonna be busy, but,
You'll be really busy, but
You'll definitely be
it
busy.
really is, I think all three of us have stayed at the fair, spent a lot of time at the fair, and. it's a
well, this
great-
will be the first time that I'm not just a spectator.
No, it really is a different world if
That's
you're out
an
there
experience.
camping. It's
Mhm.
totally different. They rarely go over to the rides and stuff. They just have their own community of friends, and they will meet lifelong friends back there.
Mhm.
And it's usually a really, I mean, there's some tears and,
Oh, yeah.
everybody's overly tired, but.
Well, this will be the first year, so I lowered the expectations for her. I said, your bar
Make it
is
fun.
down here.
Make it fun, make it fun.
How old is she?
She'll be 14 this year.
Oh,
And so she just started getting really involved in horses. And so, of course, they're on my property, which is why she's with me 5 days out of 7. But I said, if we can just get through the fair, just get through it, be there when you need to be there, then I will consider it a win. And she's brought a lot of firsts in my life because now I can drive a horse trailer.
There you go.
And back it up, yeah.
And got to give me a lot of space, but I can back it with enough time and space. So
Space practice.
It's amazing how that changes your perspective and your distance. And I mean, I didn't think I would be learning how to drive a horse trailer at 70, but it's like, here we go.
I know, usually when I'm like, I've just figured out it makes a V. So if you turn this way, your trailer will always make a V. So whatever way you want your,
Just follows you.
Because
When you back up, it's
um,
backwards.
one of the theories is whatever part of your trailer is sticking out and you don't want it there, you turn your wheel
the opposite
that way. No, that way. So if you want to move it this way, you turn it that way. And if you want to move it,
Well, Rick will always be, I'm like, hey, when you're in the mirror, go like this. I cannot tell what it is. You either go this way or that way. But the easiest part, yeah, when your trailer is moving, you know, when you're backing up, it just makes a V. Straight, it makes a V. Whatever your nose of your pickup, the trailer is. So if you want it to be a different angle,
yeah,
point the nose of your pickup to a different.
it's a learning process.
It is.
I didn't have a choice because hubby works at Chelan PUD, so he's never home to do all these horse things, so.
I was okay doing a trailer, and then Adams Road, they took the bridge out. You know, it was always like road closed, but you could always do it.
Oh, that's
I
my
had to back
fear.
down probably like a mile or two down the road, and
Oh, that's my
about
fear.
30 or 40 minutes, I'm like, hey, I got backing up now. I've got it figured out thanks to that little.
Don't
snap
make
move.
me do a U-turn. Don't make me turn around.
But
I am
there's
from
always
point
somebody
A to
there,
point
so-
B.
Yeah, there's usually somebody in case you get in a predicament that will
Mhm.
jump in and help you
That
out.
feels sorry for you. Uh-huh. And I've already told people that were Grant County Youth Equine Group, I've told them, you know, I'm not good at a trailer. I may stop at the gate and wave you down and say, where do I go? Can you park it for
You
me?
know, they do have, everything is pull through at the fair. Everything is just kind of pull through. It's pretty easy.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, and horse, it's not like pigs where you have to literally back up to a horse, you
Right.
can kind of park,
Kind of get around.
yeah.
So I've already
Walk
warned
around.
people. So,
Well, good for you. I'm proud of you for
yeah,
some new
well,
adventures.
I'm just hoping to survive it, so we'll
Make sure
see.
you have AC and you'll be fine.
Well, that's another thing is I don't want it to be 100 degrees out in
It will be.
August, but,
Guarantee it's gonna be hot.
Just make sure your trailer has AC.
well, the trailer's just a little trailer, but I know people who have living quarter trailers with air conditioning. So
Okay.
I've already made contact with them and said, can I come and stay? So it'll be an experience. It'll be a side affair. It'll be a side affair that I've never seen before, but
It's really a good side of it, but there's good people there.
So are you coming for fair this year?
It will be a fair this year.
Perfect.
so, yeah.
I'm gonna take it off.
You're gonna take off?
I wish.
Usually, yeah. If you're campaigning, you actually are supposed to, you're not supposed to campaign. You're not campaigning. I would always just take the week off so that I wasn't in conflict with campaigning and working. You can't show up with a campaign shirt or something. I don't care for it. So I'm like, well, come find me if you need something.
Okay, well, like I said, do you have anything for Kim? Nothing?
Not
We'll
at the
see you at the
moment.
fair.
Yes,
Yeah, it's coming up quick.
I know. And parking passes are all gone. They're all sold out.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can
they
park,
go
just
fast.
park out. It's not that big of, just kind of park outside. And
I was
would
shocked.
rarely, unless I had to go home and do something. Well, the dairy had to wear all white. So I would have to run to the laundromat until I got a wash and dryer to go wash their clothes because they have to show in white clothes. But for the most part, I would just stay, I didn't leave. I would just stay there.
It's June, and they were all sold out.
They
I
usually
didn't,
sold out
They're
within
sold
15
out.
minutes.
Yeah,
really?
yeah, real quick like.
I didn't know that. But Becky Shea, who does the Grant County Youth Equine, she said, don't worry too bad because they have parking passes and she can,
You gotta
Get
run
that.
downtown and get some, you just borrow somebody's car that's parked inside.
So,
Yeah, I went years without an inside parking pass. It's fine.
yeah, she said she can handle it. And I just kind of said, I don't know what to do. Just do it. I even just handed her my phone and said, register Fiona, because I have no idea how to get registered for this. I mean, I am a newbie as you can get, so.
If you struggle, you are 70. You just call me. You can have one of mine.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like-
plenty of us up there.
I got an extra.
So she just got everything registered and did everything and,
Becky and Michael take good care of you.
yeah, they're good people. So she went to school with my daughter.
Oh, okay.
They were in the same class, so.
It'll be fun. It'll have fun.
Okay, I'll hold you to that. I'll let you know.
Well, I mean, it's a little stressful when you look back. You will create some great memories.
Well, I'm used to stress. You know, you got to remember I worked for Garth for 14 years.
And your horse does not go to a slaughterhouse afterwards. So
Right.
that's always
Exactly.
the
Yes.
here. So you have a happy
Yes.
ending.
That's why we tried to, she mentioned 4-H and stuff, and I kind of said, no, we're not going to do cows or pigs or things like that. We'll do your horse. So, yeah. Okay.
She'll have fun.
Well, I'm hoping.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
It'll be
Have a
good.
good rest of your day.
Take time off. Thank you.
I know you weren't expecting me.
I kind of was.
Were you?
Good morning.
10:30.
I didn't expect a judge, that was for sure.
District court.
Well, judge is on the bench, so, you can only do so much.
Yep, well, put them in the game, baby. Put them in the game.
Yes.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
I'm here to introduce our new court administrator, Kristen
Hello.
Arizmendi.
Okay, what was her name?
Kristen Arizmendi. And she has nothing.
I don't
Oh,
have any
welcome, Kristen.
updates.
Sorry, I
Thank you.
guess I could have asked you, but I'm like,
Thank you. Yep. Just settling into my new position, so I don't have any updates for today.
so how long have you been with district court?
I've been with district court a little over 5 years.
Okay. Congratulations on your appointment.
Thank you very much.
Maybe.
Why would you say
nice.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe.
Well, congratulations and condolences.
She'll be fine.
Well, she's obviously there for a reason.
I mean, they sent her in here with Amy. You gotta know there's gonna be some jokes, man.
I already warned her about you,
Okay.
so it's all good.
Okay, Amy's the buffer. We gotta go through Amy.
We gotta go through Amy.
That's right. That's right. Leave her alone. But yeah,
Is there anything either of you would like us to know?
Yes. How can we help you? Anything we can do for you?
community court's supposed to find out their funding this week,
Okay.
so I will let you know.
You'll follow up?
I will follow up.
Community court seems to be going great.
It is.
It's good to watch.
We graduated number 19 last week. Should have another couple August and
I
September.
think the craziest thing to see for me is when you sit in the audience and then you see like what are the right words? I'm just gonna say the stereotypes of people, the differences, right?
Mhm.
But then they're like supporting each other
Yes,
and it's pretty cool to watch.
it is.
And then when Kevin and I sit there, I just kind of laugh because I'm like, just like one choice from being right here with this situation
Mhm.
or getting caught once or.
Yep.
No, I think it's a great program.
It is. It's doing well.
Life changing.
Yes. Yes. Otherwise, nothing.
So
Okay.
you coming back in 2 weeks to give us an update then?
Yes. I'll be here. I'll try to have more.
Well, sometimes there just really isn't, even from the elected officials that we meet with, sometimes they just don't have a whole lot, so. You are not alone.
Thank you.
No, it's just she's had to deal with the new system,
Yes.
that nightmare. But
How's that going?
It's going. I think we have a good handle on it right now. There's still more things we have to add to it, like our collections processing that we're working with AOC on.
Isn't the state kind of behind in everything as well?
I believe so, yes.
They don't know what they're doing, so you can't figure out what you're doing, kind of a thing.
they basically said we're launching regardless.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
There you go. So do you have a deputy administrator, or I'm not sure what your title is?
So I'm the court administrator,
Okay.
and then the assistant administrator is Brittany
Okay.
Bevier.
Okay, so I think she was previously.
Yes.
I'll put that court administrator.
All right, well, we won't hold you up anymore if you don't have anything else for us.
Okay.
You guys have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you.
You too.
Well, it's nice to meet you,
Thanks for
and good
coming.
luck on your new adventure.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
you too.
Yeah, thanks, Amy, for joining us.
I'll be hitting you up for money here soon.
Okay, good. We'll be waiting.
All right, it's 10:34, we're going to recess until 10. Good morning, it's 10:45 and we are here for our commissioners' work session.
Right.
What do you got for us, Galen?
First one's relatively easy. Kevin Schmidt is asking if any of the commissioners would like to speak at the coroner's office groundbreaking.
Good question.
No, I think we're okay. I'm okay.
What would we talk about?
It's a great day for Grant County. Everybody doesn't want to pay for this, but everybody's gonna visit it.
Speech?
Yeah.
So that I know that.
I don't need to speak now.
Who typically would speak at those?
I mean, we could welcome
Tom would be
people.
probably
and
the
thank them for
coroner.
Coming and then,
The coroner, Tom.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 3 o'clock in July. It's gonna be hotter than heck. So it's gonna be about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, if it's short and sweet, whatever we need
What
to do.
day is
I've
it?
never done it, so.
July 8th,
At 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
It'll be about 140 degrees.
We don't typically have that many of these groundbreaking ceremonies, do we?
No, we go to a
Second
lot of
one.
other ones.
I feel like we should have a hot dog grill up there or something
Check with Tom, see what he says.
at the sheriff office.
Oh, the sheriff's
Yeah,
Donuts.
I was hungry.
donuts.
I forgot.
I mean,
I brought Krispy Kremes, or maybe I forgot them at the house.
I don't like those.
they're less calories than a
Trying to
regular diet.
remember. It's kind of been a whirlwind this morning, so. Okay.
Clerk of the board positions, are they good? Did you guys look at them? I have not.
You know, the applicants,
Yeah.
cruise through,
Today, we'll be interviewing.
I wouldn't say their names.
Yep, good idea. I'll have packets ready for you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Uh,
I think they're already on our calendar. They were.
yes, and so I had 3 originally scheduled back to back, like 1, 1:30, and 2. The one at 1:30 has canceled. So we'll have a little extra time between.
Don't know
the
either of
second
them.
one. And then the second interview, the one that's scheduled for 2 PM, she will be attending via Zoom.
Did we change do we have the new questions that we're asking, or?
We just kind of cleaned them up a little bit.
I
So they
reached
were,
out to Decorah, but I have not heard back.
I think she said she was going to,
No, they're gonna change them.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a lot of changes, but.
no, but it just kind of clarifying. Chilly.
For the auditor's replacement for the interview meeting, are you guys wanting to have a forum for public comment during that?
I personally wouldn't if it's only one.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, I don't think it's,
Okay.
I don't think it's that critical. If it were 2, it'd be different.
And I don't think we even need to like interview them. I think we just,
Well, she's already
We'll let them know that they've been the only.
Yeah.
I was surprised there was only one.
So was I.
I mean, I can understand partially. I understand one. I don't understand the other one. Other than probably just concerned that.
I don't know what the thought process there was. Caitlin, did you send those two others to us for the clerk? We're interviewing today? Or are you working on that?
Yes, yes, but also if you open the calendar appointment for the interviews, their packet is attached in there.
Gotcha, okay.
So then for the agenda for this special meeting, it originally had a interview of applicant, a bullet for deliberations with the anticipated executive session, and then the announcement of appointment. Does that sound okay to leave as the agenda?
Yeah.
I got 2 nods, okay.
Yeah, we're good.
And I also just received an email from Emily. A member of the public with the salt rocks in the right of way has called again. She would like to speak with the.
Okay, I did call her.
The soft rock in the right of way.
Yes, I forwarded you guys this email, I think last week.
Friday, later Friday. I
Yes.
did call her
Is it what,
Saturday.
Rose
Like I
City?
said, I didn't leave a message, so.
Grove City's got basalt rock in the right of way.
You know, I brought that up to Public
That was
Works,
weird.
to Sam, and he said it's fine. I'm like, wow.
It's been there that long?
Yeah.
Oh, I drove down that hill. I was
Yeah,
like,
no,
what
and
the-
I'm like, but the problem is if somebody hits it, he's like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. I'm like, okay. Most of the time you can't.
Figures it out.
No.
But yeah, kind of when they're constructing it, it definitely is in the right of way.
Yeah, it's
But
in
I'm
the
just
road.
not sure why, Sam, because a couple of people mentioned that, like. But it's a little too late to,
When I drove in, I was, well, like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or whatever, I was like, what the?
well, that's been there for, Sam approved it.
Oh, I haven't been there for a long time. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Doesn't even look good. It doesn't, it looks
Until somebody
weird.
hits it and it ends up in the road.
Yeah, if I was
or
in my
the
car and I
dock.
hit it, it would,
Well, they are actually liable. If they have something in the right of way, you hit it, you damage your car, you're actually liable of, did you know that?
yeah. Giving me bad ideas. Need some new tires.
Well, if you hit it, it's probably gonna give you a few more.
Yeah, it's gonna give me
But
Need more than tires.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. That's weird.
got your equipment part in the right of way if you hit it.
I don't remember who I messaged when I saw that. I think Tanner. I think I asked, how long has this been here? He was like, oh, forever.
Well, it hasn't been forever. They just recently, I mean, it hasn't been forever,
Yeah.
but
He's
it's
long
been a few,
time.
Sam Castro approved it.
Weird. That's bad
The other
approval.
one's- The other one's out of Crystal Springs.
Where's Crystal Springs?
It's north of Moses Lake and east off of Road K,
Is that in your district or mine? I did try to call.
kind of by the
His.
spillway.
Okay, I did try to call. I didn't leave a message. It was on a weekend. I'm like, huh. They'll probably call me Sunday morning, like 6 a.m. or something.
So did she have any explanation as to why they put those in the right of way, or?
I'm not sure. I spoke with Public Works about it, and they had been talking to her. Kate's explanation was that They have the basalt pillars located within the county's right of way rather than on their private property. They present safety and liability concerns. The county issued a letter to the homeowner advising them that the pillars must be removed from the county's right of way within 30 days. After receiving the letter, they had several questions. So Cade met with them at the residence to discuss the issue and explain the county's right of way requirements. During our discussion, I explained that objects are not allowed to be placed within the county's right of way and that the basalt pillars must be removed. I also informed them that the 30-day removal requirements remain in effect. And I had asked if she was directed to call the commissioners, and Kate had said that he did not explicitly tell her to schedule a meeting with the commissioners, but she had asked about talking to you, and of course they had said that they were welcome to reach out. She was asking about variances and appeals for removing these items.
Well, as soon as we do a variant, I mean, you're putting something in a roadway. There's a reason there's a buffer.
Yeah, we
And
can't.
I guess they could always leave them. I don't know if they'd be fine if they leave them, but they are liable if somebody hits them and runs their car they're liable for all damage. If they ran in the ditch and wrecked their car, not a problem, but they hit a structure in a right of way, it is their problem. They gotta pay for that damage. Cause that item created the damage.
Well, and if somebody were to hit those at a high rate of speed and
Well, they would be
end up-
paying for a fatality then,
Yeah, I mean, and then
but
where does that leave us?
I would not do a variance to leave something in the right of way. I wouldn't say, oh yeah, go
Well,
ahead and you're safe, nobody's gonna hit them. And then we're up,
well,
we'll be liable too.
well, that's what I was gonna say. Look what happened the last time. I mean, we were 1% liable. We spent a bunch of money.
So it is something that is kind of a black and white for me.
It's not gonna be allowed.
So, Cindy,
But I don't, like for me, I would not allow a structure in the right of way. I mean, there's no way I take that liability on personally or for the county. So I just don't see where I would allow that. So if they want a variance, it's coming from
I don't
me.
believe that we allow a variance for that. They're gonna have to move them.
would one of the commissioners like to reach out to her? Or do you
Yeah, I
want
can call her again or the other ones too. Find that email. I know, it seems heartless, but there's a reason we have.
Yeah, there's a reason it's rules.
Our job is to protect the county.
Well, I guess you could explain to her, what happens when we're 1% liable and we get sued.
Now I gotta go find, just a minute. Caitlin, do you know when you sent that?
I also, here, I can also just forward Emily's email from the number.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
How's it going? It's like I see the one part of it. Always busy out there.
I bet.
Boom, boom, boom.
Double compliments, John Brissy, even compliment. Yeah,
It's fantastic.
yeah, they're doing really well.
Caitlin, there's these sticky notes down here.
Well, when they save lives, you can't
Well, I mean, like a little I could run upstairs and grab them.
It's very impressive.
Oh, there you go. In the secret hiding spot.
Secret hiding spot.
Thank you. I'll bring some more down for this huge secret hiding
Thank
spot.
you. I use them all the time. Like, really.
Yeah.
Secret hiding sticky notes. All four corners have them. Don't tell anybody because it's a secret.
My dear, it's all right. I don't think they really need me. Okay.
There you go.
All right, it is 11 o'clock and we are here for our management review.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We have one position today. Oh, I received your email. Would you like to go through it?
I'd be happy to.
Okay.
So solid waste has a lot of temporary shifting going on, and in the midst of those shiftings, they have a necessity to fill an open slot temporarily, is it right? Yeah. And so I'll let Jason go ahead and start.
Oh, you did a dog and pony show. You
Yeah.
really did have to.
So the position is needed to provide operational coverage for 2 landfill employees who will be on approved medical leave for a combined total of 7 months. So current challenges and problems, the landfill attendant role is a highly specialized position that requires extensive training and hands-on experience. Maintaining uninterrupted coverage is critical to ensuring regulatory compliance, accurate customer transactions, and consistent service levels. Any staffing gap in this position could result in operational delays and increased workload for the remaining team. Fortunately, we have one of our current solid waste litter crew members who's already fully trained in the landfill attendant role, has performed the duty successfully in the past, and is willing to step in to provide coverage. This minimizes operational risk and ensures continuity of service. So this request is to temporarily reassign a fully trained solid waste litter crew member to the landfill attendant role in order to provide operational coverage during the combined 7-month medical leave of the 2 landfill employees. The duration of the temporary assignment will align directly with the approved leave periods to ensure uninterrupted staff and maintain compliance with operational safety and regulatory requirements. The temporary reassignment provides several key operational benefits. It ensures uninterrupted landfill operations during the 7-month period to overlap medical leave. It maintains regulatory compliance by keeping a fully trained and qualified employee in a landfill attendant role. Preserves service quality and accurate customer transactions, avoiding delays of operational disruptions, and reduces strain on existing staff by preventing workload increases or coverage gaps. It utilizes an internal employee who is already fully trained, minimizing onboard time, training costs, and operational risk, and supports continuity of service for customers, partners, and regulatory stakeholders. So there is no additional cost associated with this request. Employees on approved medical leave are not paid by the employer, so their positions are already fully accounted for within the existing budget. Additionally, the solid waste litter crew project position is also fully funded and budgeted. Reassigning this trained employee to provide temporary coverage requires no new funding, no additional staffing, and does not increase labor costs. This approach maintains operational continuity while remaining entirely budget neutral. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well done, by the way, well done.
Thank you.
Does anyone? Yes.
So this is a lateral move for the employee?
No,
No, it's a project position for, and it's for the litter crew role. That litter crew person is already trained well in the scale house. So I guess it kind of isn't. It's just lateral, and
it'll be out of class pay. The position does pay more for that employee, but that employee that's out, it still covers the cost.
Okay. So what about, the employee that's covering, who's gonna cover theirs?
That's the request,
That's
is
the
to have a
request.
project position.
The litter crew project would cover her position.
Okay.
I know it's
I guess I
confusing.
read it wrong.
It's very
This-
confusing.
This person is gonna cover the two that will be out.
This person is gonna cover the one person for 4 months, and then at the end of that 4 months, it's
Will
gonna
cover
be,
a second
should
person.
cover a
Second.
second person, yes.
So the position you're asking for is to cover that person.
Is to cover the litter
To
crew
cover
for
her.
this person, yes,
Okay.
yes.
It's a backfill, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of a transition, and then we need to backfill, and then when the others come back, it will.
So the person coming in will know that it's just a project position.
Yes.
Jonathan, you'll be posting it that way.
Yep, we posted a project position in 8
8
and
months.
we're requesting 8 months.
Yeah, that didn't get put in there, 8 months.
So it's in the, should be in the thing. But yeah, 8 months is what we foresee. Because it so happens that both employees going on medical leave is one after the other. And the timing, I don't think could be any more perfect.
Yeah, really.
So hopefully that this project position would cover for the road crew. And then if there's anything that needs covering at the landfill, they're already under the landfill already. So because in the job description for the road crew also says they're also fulfilled to do duties of a laborer at the landfill, so kind of covered all the bases there for that.
Mandy, any financial?
It makes sense to me. My only question is, the one who's going to be fulfilling for the two people who are out, the pay that we're requesting to fill is exactly the same pay band, or is there a gap there at all? For whoever we put into the position of litter crew?
The pay for the litter crew is less than the attendant that she's replacing.
Okay, so there's gonna be a little bit of a savings actually for that position, because we're not gonna be out anything more for putting her in the one position.
Well, yeah, we can't put somebody in, I'm just gonna correct. If the pay scale is higher, we need to pay higher. We can't pay a rate. If the litter attendant, let's just say it's $20, the scale is 22, we need to pay the scale attendant or the litter person, if she's working in that job, if it's $22 an hour job,
Right.
we do have to pay the difference.
Oh, so she will get the
She
same
will be,
exact.
well, no, depends where the step and,
Actually be entry level, so it would be less than the other person.
But she's coming in step one and this other one's presumably a higher step, right?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, yeah,
And I
so
do
that would be
believe
all
that it-
savings then between the
Yes.
two, okay.
Well, provided the months hit just right. Any overlap wouldn't be.
But it
That
would
would
be
help
minimal.
cushion
It'd be
it,
minimal, yes.
cushion it too.
Yes.
Any other questions?
No.
Board, any questions?
No.
Comments? Okay, well, thank you for your time, and I'll bring it
sorry
back
we had all
tomorrow
the
for
extra
a
questions there.
decision.
That was a little
Oh, that's good.
complex, so
It is.
you did good.
I agree.
They sent the right person.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
That was it?
that was it, just
Wow.
one today. Does the
Painless.
board have anything for us?
Thought we were gonna break our record, 8 minutes.
I don't know that we broke it, but
Like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
keeping track.
It could be the top 10, Kevin.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, could be top
We're
10.
definitely
We do
there.
top 10.
Wonderful. Thank you, everybody.
That's all we have?
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we'll go into recess until 1 o'clock. Good afternoon, it is 1:01. We're here for our deputy clerk of the board interviews. We're just waiting for one of our candidates to zoom in. It'll be a few minutes. Until then, we'll hang tight until she can log in and get started.
Mr. Miller, I see that you're online. I'm gonna promote you to a panelist.
Started to take my Nutrafol today. I did. 4 pills.
It says online, sir, if you'd like to put us into executive session.
So I would have just had fried chicken and corn.
Well, that sounds great.
No, it's leftovers from Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Okay, it is 1:07. We are going to go into executive session for application evaluation RCW 42.30.1101G until 1:30 p.m. Oh no, we're going to go until 2:30 p.m. Correct? Or 2 for this one.
Only 2, so we can cut out to bring the next person.
Okay.
Okay, it is 2 o'clock and we're out of executive session here for our clerk of the board interview. Pardon me.
Katie Lasser, I see that you're online. I'm gonna promote you to a panelist, so that way we can start your interview.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Can you hear us?
Okay, yes.
One moment.
Ready? Okay, we're going to go back into executive session for job applicant evaluation RCW 42.30.1101G coming out at 2:30. Okay, it is 2:30 and we are out of executive session and we're in recess until tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Adios.
Have a good afternoon.